Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, have y'all heard the news? Donald Trump has put Jamaica on the pause list for new immigrants. Now, if I'm not mistaken, during the recent hurricane that hit Jamaica, a few Jamaicans had the nerve to take to their social media platforms to tell Black Americans not to come back down there. Now, what had happened was there were some guests from America at a resort hotel during the hurricane. The hotel lost power. So the staff, the cooking staff, was not able to prepare what they considered an adequate breakfast. So they gave them some type of a boxed breakfast, and the people were upset about it. So they took to social media and complained about it. The Jamaicans that had something to say about it assumed that the guests that complained were Black Americans. But in fact, it was said that they were actually from Bermuda. But the Jamaicans were so eager to trash Black Americans that they accused Black Americans of complaining and criticizing the meals that were served. Now, mind you, those Jamaicans that were complaining do not own that resort hotel. That hotel is owned by somebody in Europe or Asia or Australia, not the ones that were complaining. But they wanted to have these disrespectful rants against Black Americans. And in the process, they just told Black Americans not to come back down there. So I want to be very careful and only address those Jamaicans that took it upon themselves to disinvite Black Americans to the island of Jamaica, telling Black Americans not to come back down there. Now listen, folks can say anything they want to say on social media. But the timing is wild because the United States just paused new immigrant visa processing for 75 countries, and Jamaica is on that list. The United States is telling them, you can't come back up here. At least you cannot come up here and get a permanent residency like you've been doing in the past. And guess what? Black Americans didn't even set that rule. That came straight from the horse's mouth, the United States government. I'm not saying this to drag anybody. I'm really not. I'm just pointing out the irony. People online were trying to gatekeep tourism. Meanwhile, the United States government is over here gatekeeping immigration. This is why I always say social media beefs don't reflect real world policy. The internet talks, but governments move differently. You can run your mouth on social media and it doesn't carry any weight at all because the reality is Black people can go down to Jamaica whenever they feel like it and stay as long as they want on a tourist visa. But you can't come up here and get a permanent residency like you've been doing in the past. So I think that it's a lesson in knowing when to speak up and maybe knowing when to, what they say, knowing when to shut up. And before anybody gets dramatic, because I don't want to be passing on false information, this is not a travel ban. It's not a travel ban. Jamaicans can still visit the United States on tourist, student, and work visas. This is just a pause on new immigrant visas. Bureaucracy, not beef. So the United States government is not trying to get back at Jamaica. The United States government is not angry with Jamaica or Jamaicans. This is bureaucracy. This is the United States saying, right now, we don't need to be bringing in new residents to the United States until we can properly vet. Basically, what they're saying is to see if you can take care of yourself in this country. But still, it's the irony for me. Social media was trying to start a diaspora boxing match. And the United States government said, actually, we're not taking new contestants right away. This is why it's not good to argue with strangers online. The internet talks loud, but policy moves quietly but more effectively. So, to the folks who were yelling, don't come back, don't worry. The United States already handled that conversation for you. Meanwhile, we up in the upper United States will continue minding our passports, our business, and our vacation plans. And if we decide to include Jamaica in those vacation plans, we can freely do so. But I just want to remind everybody that America has all the beaches and all the beauty and all the beautiful resorts and all of the beautiful landscape that you could possibly wish for. We have everything we want in the United States of America. So if it would become the case that we couldn't come to Jamaica for whatever reason, honestly, we wouldn't miss it because we're not Jamaicans. And by the way, most of the people that are going down in the Caribbean carrying on and being disrespectful are not Black Americans. They might be Americans, but many of them migrated to America from the Caribbean. So it has been documented that some of the people that are down there carrying on like that are your own people, not Black Americans. So, the moral of this story, and I will repeat myself for emphasis, social media is temporary. Immigration policy is forever. Stay informed, stay calm, and stay out of comment section wars. Nothing good ever comes out of arguing with people online that you don't know anything about. And when something happens and you want to rant about something, be specific about who you're talking to and what you're talking about. All Black Americans did not come down to Jamaica and make rude comments or do something disrespectful. So it's always good to rant to the people that have done something to offend you, not 40 something million people who don't know half of what you're even talking about. That's all I'm saying. So for the people in Jamaica who might be tempted in the future to get on social media and talk trash about Black Americans, just remember, it's not smart to do social media beefs with people who haven't done anything to you. Okay, y'all, let me know what you think about. Okay, y'all, let me know what you think about this and have a good day.